Hey Cam fam, welcome back and welcome to Keeping Up with Cam. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. And if you're a returning subby, thank you so much for coming back. So today we have for you our Toddler Boy hairstyle video number 60, the big 6-0. Alright, so let's get into this style. We are doing a braided hairstyle today. We're going to start off by sectioning the hair in the middle of the head. We're going to go from ear to ear. And remember, go over the parts as many times as you need to. If it takes a while, that's okay. We want to get them as straight as possible, as neat as possible. We want this style to look really cute. So it doesn't matter if you're going to take a while to part. I often struggle with that myself. Alright, so we're going in with Shine and Jam. Yes, I know Shine and Jam. Yes, I know what I've said. Don't come for me, guys. But I literally have tried 2 products since I've wanted to go to new things, and nothing's worked. I use that curl piece grip glaze again, and it's still just as bad as the first time. So it's a no, Shine and Jam for now. Now this is my favorite brush, Red by Kiss. It is literally perfection. It works in the hair so well. It doesn't pull, it doesn't tug, it doesn't hurt him, it doesn't yank out his hair. It detangles wet and dry. Everything. Like, I literally cannot rave enough about this brush. If you don't have it, get it. If you're looking for a new brush, this is the brush to get. And a once over with the wide tooth comb just for good measure, and everything that I mentioned in the video as usual will be in the description box below if you're looking to get anything for yourself. So I'm now going in with my tail comb. This is the one that has a little extra piece in the front, so it makes it easier to part. I'm going to part starting from the middle of the forehead. I'm going to go halfway into the head, and then I'm going to branch out on either side. So I'm going to go left and right from that middle point there, and I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a curve as I'm parting, and it's just going to go down on either side. It's not going to go all the way to the side of his head. You'll see you're going to leave a little bit of space, but you are going to go down on both sides. Try and keep them as equal as possible, so measure it out and make sure that they're stopping on about the same point of the head on both sides. And we're going to take this little mini section that we made here, and we're going to cut that in half as well, just continuing with the same line that we were making from the middle of the forehead. We're just going to go down as well, keep the same part. So now, once we have our 2 sections, I'm starting on the right side. I'm going to make apart a very small thin braid. Make sure when you're parting, you're still continuing with that little curved type of line, because you want it to like follow the path of the part. You don't want it to just be like this weird shape sticking out. So I put my Shine and Jam, and I've gone back in to make sure that it's worked through, and I am braiding. I am using butterfly clips, but I'm also using I think they're alligator clips, the one that you use like when you're doing like a press and curl or roller set or whatever. That just helps keep the hair down and keep it out of the way when I'm braiding like close to these smaller sections. So I'm going in, just starting the braid as I normally do. I'm gonna braid it all the way down. Try and keep your fingers as close together as possible as you're braiding. You want to keep that braid on top of itself. You don't want it to be loose and wide. It's really weird the way I explain it. I hope it makes sense, but you just want to keep your fingers as close together as you can as you're grabbing the hair, so that the braid can stay neater and it has a more sleek look to it. As I was braiding, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the ends, if I was going to add them into the bigger section or not, so I left them a little unbraided here, but you can go ahead once you're doing it and actually just braid it all the way to the ends, because I went back and did that after. So now I'm adding more Shine and Jam to our section, and I'm going to braid this down as well. I'm starting at the top corner of this braid, and I'm going to braid towards the middle. So if you are using your comb, you'll be able to just comb the hair that is on the right side of the part, comb it into well, it's the middle of the head, but it's actually going to be the left side of the braid. So we're just keeping all of the hair on one side as we go down, so it looks nicer and it just looks neater, and it just looks more professional, more complete, I should say. As you continue to see, I am using my comb as I go in just to scoop the hair over to the side. I just want to make sure that I'm keeping it as neat and in place as I possibly can. People usually do this technique when they're doing like a stitch braid. I'm not doing a stitch braid, but I do find that it does help just maintain the cleanliness and the nice lookingness of the braid. So as you can see here, I'm going back in. I've done 4 braids, 2 on each side, just mirroring. Most of the style is mirroring, so you will see that what you do on the right, you do on the left. But I am going back and I've braided all the way down to the ends because I decided, you know what, I want these to all be their own braids instead of adding in the smaller braids to the bigger braids. And this is a little length check. This is where we're sitting. Guys, I'm still having the same issue, and I bet you guys are too, that no matter how straight we braid the hair, no matter what product we put on the end, no matter if we even put an elastic, the curly ends still become curly. They will still curl up, they will still shrivel, they will still do what they gotta do. At this point, I am reserved to the fact that that is just curly hair in general, so I'm not stressing myself anymore. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. So we're moving on to the front section. We are going to make this into 4 braids, I believe. Yes, 4 braids. So we're starting off and we're just going to section this out a nice smaller size. We're going to be doing the same big and small variation that we did with the back. So we're going in with a bigger piece here, and it's going to be the front sections that we're working on now are going to come down to the side of the face. They're going to like frame the face instead of going back like the back braids are. So these ones on the side are going to kind of be like pop smoke braids. So I'm going in, I've put in my shine and jam, I've brushed, I've combed and I've brushed and I've brushed and I've combed. And I'm just going in. Again, I'm using the comb. This braid is staying in the center of the part, so I'm going in, with the comb. I'm going in with the comb on both sides as I braid down, just so I can get that hair scooped in from both sides and keeping the braid looking neater from both sides. So feel free to do this if you wish. If you don't like that option, that's fine as well. I just find that it helps try and get all the hair in and make it just a little bit easier to grip the hair, a little bit easier to make the braid itself look neat and last longer. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm actually like on the ground braiding this right now and then I'm about to stand up. I think it looks like I'm Thing from Addams Family when I'm braiding because my hands are just like up in the air, but it's just the easiest way for me to be able to braid and not get myself in the camera shot as I go. So now we're moving on to the second part. We're going to be doing another thin braid, so I'm just going in just beside the one that we just completed, and we're just going to make one thin braid going down. When you're parting it like that's essentially pre-parting it, you don't even have to like worry about it being that straight or anything, as long as you get the general idea of what you're trying to do, because you're going to add the shine and jam and then you're going to go back with the comb to even it out and to clean it up. So it could be a little wonky before you put your shine and jam or whatever product that you're using, and then when you go back with your tail comb, it's going to be so much easier to just make that line so clean. Then you can comb through, brush through the section and make sure that all the hair is in place for braiding. So I'm going in again, making another small braid. I find these to be a lot easier because it's not as much work, it's not as much hair that you're trying to like wrangle in, especially when they've got thick hair. I don't like to put too much product. I've always been like that, but because his hair is so thick, I have to put product on those bigger braids. So if you're having trouble trying to like keep the hair laid flat, trying to keep the bigger braids looking neat, you just don't have enough product. So either use more product in whatever your preference is. So if it's shine and jam, if it's the grip glaze, if it's whatever, or if the hair responds well to being braided wet, then just wet the sections as you go so that you're working with a fresh wet section each time. So, time to address the elephant in the room. Where have we been? Why has it been so long since our last upload? So, the typical response: one, we've been sick. Literally, having a kindergartner is just sickness overload. They're literally, I say this to everyone, they're literally just playing hot potato with every and any sickness possible. But also, he's had a couple of auditions and a couple of gigs that he's got, so we've been busy doing those. This style actually was done. I was about halfway through doing this style and I got an email saying that he got cast in something, and in 2 days we gotta go to the location for 2 nights. Imagine, I'm literally halfway braiding his hair to know that I'm just gonna have to take it out in like a day and a half, because he gets cast for having his hair curly, for having his hair in a bun. So we can't go with braids unless we auditioned with braids. So I was just like, oh, this is great, what an opportunity. But at the same time, I'm like, I am braiding for 24 hours right now. But I was like, you know what, I need to get this video out to you guys, so I'm not even gonna stop. But yeah, this, we're just trying new things out, and we're so happy that you guys are enjoying seeing us. We've seen the comments where you guys are like, oh my gosh, we saw him in Teletubbies, we've been watching him in Teletubbies. So we're so happy that you guys even like recognized us even before we said anything, and that you guys are just such awesome supporters. So thank you guys for that, and thank you for understanding, and still sticking around and still watching our videos, because we love doing this and we love that it makes a difference and an impact for you guys. I usually don't keep in the clips of like the full detangling, but I just had to show you guys how well this brush works. No pulling, no tugging, no knots, no like nothing. Like, it's just smooth. It's like butter. And then the hair is just detangled and it's ready to go. So working on this part here, I told you guys it's 4 per side. It's actually 5, but I considered it 4 because this is 2 that I considered as 1. So I apologize. So what we're going to do to start with this part, we are going to do a thin braid. We're going to do an L-shaped thin braid starting at the front of the hairline, and then we are going to do the remainder of that hair as a regular thicker braid. So I've gone in, I've created that L-shaped, I've given it the curved, I've made sure that both sections of this braid are the same size so that it will be the same size all the way through, and I'm just gonna braid. I've got my clips again to make sure that all the hair is out of the way. It's especially important when you have like these smaller sections. You just want to make sure it's as neat as possible. It's like the key word. We should do a drinking game where I count how many times I say neat. But yeah, so we're going through, we are now turning the corner with this braid, just making sure that it stays in unison as we go down. Not much to it, it's literally like a regular braid, but we just want to make sure that we're adding that little curve to it. For those of you who don't like braiding or who want to take a break from braiding, most of the styles that we do can definitely be adapted to twisting. So you can do these with flat twists. I'm not really the best at flat twists, so I don't generally do it. But I'm sure this style, like 95% of it can be done with the flat twist. I'm not too sure how this braid that I'm doing right now, the curved one, would look with the twist, but feel free to try it out and let me know if this works with twists instead of braids. So now we're going in with the front again. I'm using the comb to make sure that the hair is going in. You can also use the brush. I'm still sticking with our safety first really like baby brush, but it's just soft and it does what it needs to do with the hair without me thinking it's gonna like harm his hairline too much, because that's like the most sensitive part of the hair anyways. Just remember, I do like to put a little bit of oil on the perimeter before I put the braiding gel, either the shine and jam or the grip glaze, whatever you're using. It's just a preference for me that kind of gives me a little more reassurance that I'm not doing too much damage to his perimeter. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you are looking for something that may make it a little less tight, may make it a little less tension, you can try that method as well. Alright, go ahead and copy these 5 braids in the front onto the left side of the head and you're done. That's it. This is our final product, guys. Look how easy and cute it is. It worked up so well. It was fast. This is probably like an intermediate beginner level, depending on how well you are with braiding. This would be a breeze for you. Let us know if you tried it. Let us know if you like it. Let us know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. You can go ahead and put that in the comment section. We love to hear from you guys. We always answer. You can also head over to our Instagram and send us a DM if you rather ask us questions there. We're always responding to you guys there as well. Now, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And please, please, please share our videos and our channel with your friends and family, because the more that know, the more we grow. And we hope you guys tune into our next video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.